Namaste.
Namaste. Will open you doors in Spain, and this is the thing you need to know, basically. It's basically una cerveza, por favor. It's basically one beer, please.
Indian people love to be doctors or engineers. That's our stereotype. So how about Spanish people? These people say gracias.
Gracias.
Yeah.
They joke with me a lot because
Okay, so Zara is Sara, really.
Sara. That's the
real
Spanish
pronunciation.
Yeah.
So which side are you? Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Well,
We all love Money Heist.
I know.
How's Money Heist like? Is it very popular? Is it a big deal in Spain?
It's a big deal in Spain, yeah.
As you have seen, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Z&MD that we played in the Bollywood night. Our viewers would be so interested in your views about that movie, though.
It was for me as a Spaniard, it was really entertaining to see the perspective that you guys have on us. Chupa Chups, it's Spanish. In fact, after the Saturday party, you exit the disco and you go to the nearest bar and you churros at 6 a.m. in the morning and you start eating and there's heaven's food.
So, can you tell us how to piss Spaniards off? One thing that they absolutely hate when people... as Spanish is the most widely spoken language, so not only Spain, but most of the countries in South America also speak Spanish. So what does people in Spain think about them?
We also like to eat liver from cow or...
How about tongue of cow? Do you guys eat that?
Cow tongue, yeah, we also eat that. But that's less common. That's not as popular as bull's tail, for example.
Lamb's brain.
Whoa. There's also a place in Spain. This is even disgusting by my standards.
Chalo.
Chalo. Yeah, I forgot. Chalo.
Yeah. Hola, amigos. I'm Sonam, and today we're going to talk about the country which is the second most visited country in the world, where people follow football as their religion. The country famous for its paella, la tomatina, churros. So without further ado, let's call Professor. I'm not talking about the character professor, but he's the real professor from the University of Madrid, Luis. So we are so excited to talk to Luis about the weirdest culture in Spain and the travel recommendation, the movie recommendation, and much more. So Luis, do you want to introduce yourself first?
So, as she introduced myself earlier, my name is Luis. I am from Spain. I'm from the first question everyone tells me is, where are you from in Spain? And everyone expects Madrid or Barcelona. And I am from a very small city in Spain. It's near to Portugal. No one except me and my family knows it. So please don't ask me about what my city. No, I'm joking. So basically, right now I finished my master's degree at the International University of Japan, and I'm currently job hunting in Japan and Europe. And I have an IT background, and I'm working also as a professor in the European University of Madrid. Many things here and there.
Yeah, and Luis is a real traveler. So we're going to talk about that also. He has been to many countries, so we'll take his recommendation about traveling. As Spanish is the most widely spoken language, so not only Spain, but most of the countries in South America also speak Spanish. So what does people in Spain think about them?
Honestly, about the people in Latin America, we don't have any problem with them. They come to our country to find jobs and earn their money by themselves. But they have some problems with us because of the colonialism wounds are still very fresh for them. And you can find many people in Latin America that will talk to you really badly about the Spaniards. In our case, we don't really hate them. I mean, I personally, as a person, I have no problem with them. I mean, I really enjoy the concept of people coming in and joining us to build a better country and make us grow.
But do you guys think yourself to be superior because you are the country?
You will probably find many people that think like that. I mean, I'm not one of those. In the end, we're all the same, no? We're people that's trying to survive.
How about Europe, other European countries? What do people in Spain think about them?
If you talk about Europe, then we're not going to have any trouble, but probably, for example,
about France?
If you talk about the French, many people will be like, French people, so annoying. And so, yeah, you could find, we have some friendly rivalry mostly, but people also will take it seriously. With the French and with the British. We don't well, yeah, we do consider ourselves superior to the French and to the British, yeah.
And how about Italy? Italy is your friend, right?
For me, the club of the Friends of Spain, as I will pose it, we're the club of the Mediterranean. It's basically Spain, Italy, Greece, and every country that's surrounding the Mediterranean. We are in very much the same page in terms of culture, in terms of attitude. For example, if you talk with a Frenchman or with a British, you will see that they're way more serious, way more
Sophisticated?
not sophisticated. Well, not sophisticated. They believe they're sophisticated, but no. No, it's not sophisticated. It's like they will look to you like over your shoulder, like.
Yes.
So, for me,
But I've seen like Spanish people are quite emotional, as we have
very
seen.
passionate about everything. Yeah,
Yes.
very passionate.
And that's the thing I like about Spain.
Well, you met one of the nicest Spaniards, I think. if any other comes, you maybe will be disappointed.
Yes, you have raised the bar so high. Let's speak about the weird food in Spain.
There's a very typical dish in Spain in some regions. That's basically a bull's part.
Okay.
The tail of the bull, it's cooked in a bit of sauce and it's slowly cooked for a bit of time, and that's a delicatessen apparently, and that's something you will be served as a snack in many bars, or you will order it. So that's one thing.
So bull's tail,
for example. In Spanish, you will hear it, if you go to Spain, you will hear it more often. Rabo de toro. That's
Rabo de toro.
Toro being bull, rabo being tail, rabo de toro. What else? Particular, and I personally like it a lot. It's lamb's brain fried.
Lamb's brain.
Lamb's brain.
Whoa.
There's also a place in Spain. This is even disgusting by my standards. There's a place in the north in Spain that they serve a soup with a piece of bread. I made get this wrong. The piece of bread is chewed by the chef, and then spit on the soup, and that's like a delicatessen also. No, I'm not joking about that.
Why would they do that?
History. Probably tradition. I have no idea. We also like to eat liver from cow or...
How about tongue of cow? Do you guys eat that?
Cow tongue, yeah, we also eat that. But that's less common. That's not as popular as bull's tail, for example.
So, can you tell us how to piss Spaniards off? Like, how, like one thing that they absolutely hate when people do.
Speaking of myself, I am very sensitive on the political side, for example, and many people in Spain is very sensitive about that. If you happen to, we mostly do not care about everything you tell us about. You can joke with us about, practically everything. But if you get political and you start talking about the politics in Spain, we may get extremely passionate. And for example, one topic that, this is my case, and this is the case of vast majority of Spain. And one topic that gets us really, really sensitive is Catalonia's independence, which is like one of the hottest topics there. Like one part of our country wants to separate from us, but other than that, we are pretty friendly with everyone. Pretty helpful also on the street. You can criticize. We can joke about ourselves. Oh, the Spaniards are lazy. The Spaniards are super...
That's a stereotype. The siesta. What is that?
The siesta. The siesta is basically the Spanish word for nap. And the siesta is like almost a cult. Almost something like it's elevated to cult status.
Yes.
After lunch, you... Not always, but it's like your Spanish body asks for you to take a nap for between 20 and 2 hours. 20 minutes and 2 hours. It's reasonable. No, it's just that it's very funny. It's associated with us. And yeah, we do a lot of siesta. I personally love like napping every single day. What we really like is going out. Like if we can find any excuse for going out for beers, like, hey, I see you, oh, let's go for a beer. Like, even if I meet you on the street or after work, let's go for a beer. Every time we drink, we have always, like, it's very typical in Spanish bars to be served, like, a small plate of snacks, like olives or chips or something. And a stereotype of us is that we do everything very, very late. Like, our schedule is extremely late. Like,
I've seen you applying for visa.
Yeah. I applied late for visa.
Like Indian people love to be doctors or engineers. That's our stereotype. So how about Spanish people?
This is really sad because I consider myself to be someone with ambitions and that's desire to growth in my career. But in Spain, everyone wants to be a civil servant.
To be civil servant, yeah.
Yes.
In India, that's a thing also.
Because, well, as a civil servant, you get your salary guaranteed, you get your pay for life, you get your benefits, you get there and you're set for life, and that's really sad because more and more people like that's their main desire to work for the government, have their salary for life, and be relaxed for the rest of their life. It's respectable. It's okay, but in the end, you don't make the country grow if you're only more people is relying on the state, and the state has to provide with more jobs for the
Like
people.
Spain is like second most visited country in the world, so you must be like encountering with so many foreigners. So is there any stereotype that you guys have for foreigners for particular countries?
Well, we associate the British with tea,
Yeah.
afternoon tea, and
How about
well,
Indians?
British-
Cow.
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 No, the stereotypical image that we have of the Indians, because of all the documentaries that go, is not that good. In fact, when I came to, my stereotypical mind came to IUJ, and half of it was like, okay, they're like that, or half of it was like, no, they're quite different. For example, we think of the river Ganges, we think of the pollution, we think of dirt streets, but that would be the main stereotype for Indians.
And how about like a dating culture? Like now you are dating an Asian. You have dated a European
Asian, yeah.
earlier. So what's the
Nepali.
difference?
Mostly, I will say the conservatism of Asia compared to Europe or the US. For example, in Europe, something I really notice is that people date, and they date in a very relaxed manner. Like we're enjoying time, and we'll see how this goes. In here, it's more like
Passionate?
no,
Invest.
it can be
so
very
much
it,
invested.
it can be very passionate, but it's
Yeah.
really you get more invested on the other person because the other person is like, oh, I really enjoyed my time and I'm really looking forward to doing more, and that's just a high contrast compared to Europe, where you're just like enjoying the moment and not thinking much ahead.
It was also a change. Like we have noticed, like as we have told you, in Asia, boys pay for everything. But it was very new for us to learn that in Europe, boys don't pay for anything for girls. It's like 50-50.
We took advantage of the
Yeah.
feminism,
Yes.
equalitarianism. You could find many people in Spain that will pay. Hey, I pay for this. You pay for next dinner. You pay for whatever we go out. You pay next. So that's very normal to do, or to split 50-50. In Asia, apparently, as you told me, it's the boy always paying.
Generally, yeah.
Paying for everything, and that in Spain is a no, mostly because we're broke as fuck. So we don't have that much money, so we have to split all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't mind doing it, but
Yeah.
we're also many.
But
we're-
I'm just
we're-
asking about like normal people. How does things work there? Because
yeah.
it was new for us to like learn
No.
about it. Yeah.
We split.
And how about marriage? Like after marriage, also you guys split?
After marriage, because I'm not married, I cannot answer this, but I think it's more or less the same. Sometimes you pay, sometimes she pays, sometimes you split.
But it's like
sometimes-
there-
I think there's not a splitting. It's just either you or I pay. I think that's that.
But do all the women work there?
Both.
Yeah, work. Do they
Ah.
work? Do all the women have
Yeah.
jobs?
The thing is, in Spain right now, even if we're in Europe and we look that we're nice, our economy is not that great right
Yeah.
now. So we can't afford like the luxury of one people working and the other at home, either it's the man or the woman. Both parents have to work. Both parents have to take the child to take care, and then after work take care of the child. So it's not because of sexism. It's just because we can afford to have someone at home. We have to, if we want to have kids, we need to have both people working at full steam. So yeah, women do work in there.
And Spanish people like live a very long life. After Japan, they are the people who live long.
We have a very high life expectancy. Yeah.
And what do you think was the reason for that? Because you party a lot, you have bars everywhere, you take naps, you're chill.
Quoting a professor from IUJ that, for reference, he's from Korea. He's been working here for a lot of time, a lot of years. And he was telling me, I will give Japan 5 more years and then I'll move to another country. And he told me, I was thinking of Spain because people in Spain live very well. But then I thought, but Spain's really, really chill. Like, extremely chill. Like, if you, it's not a relaxed work culture, it's the same. I mean, work culture is not relaxed, but outside of that, everything is relaxed. Like, we go out outside of work, we start drinking, we eat lunch at 2, we wake up super late on weekends, and we just enjoy life. So I will know what to attribute it for, but I know that we take things really, really easily, and we do not care that much about everything. We just are there for the ride most of the time.
And like, what is the thing that Spanish people love?
Siesta and eating and football. I mean, the national sport of Spain is football. They love football.
So which side are you in, Real Madrid or Barcelona?
To be surprise you, I am not a football fan.
Oh,
so
okay.
I used to be Barca, but then they started getting political. They started getting political with the separatist thing I explained earlier. So you can see I just distance myself from football and everything. I never played football. I just enjoyed watching those matches, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, and paella is very famous dish in Spain.
Yes.
So from where can we get the best one? In Catalonia or Barcelona or Madrid? Yes.
Valencia. Paella is a dish of the Mediterranean coast, which is the east coast of Spain. Basically, you will get your best paella at cities such as Valencia, Alicante, even Murcia. Murcia has also good paella. Maybe Barcelona has also a nice one, but it's mainly a Valencian coast dish.
Okay.
You will get also... Madrid, obviously, you're going to get a nice paella, but probably it's going to be like a tourist trap or a rip-off. So just go to Valencia and have the real experience.
And how about other foods? Like, what are the other famous foods that one should try?
Well, we're very good.
Tortilla.
Tortilla.
Yes, it was very tasty.
That was one, yeah. The tortilla patatas or Spanish omelette or literally potato omelette is just that. It's an omelette with eggs, potato and onion. Some people like to add onion.
Yeah, he cooks very well.
I personally don't like to add it. But that's probably Spanish national dish after paella. It's very simple. You can cook it easily anywhere, and you can find it anywhere in Spain. It's like a staple in any bar. You get a drink, and probably they will serve you. One of the things they may serve you is a small piece of tortilla with a stick to eat. And also, what I was going to mention, croquetas. You reminded me. Croquetas is basically a small, bite-sized, fried mass, not mass, a dough with a filling maybe of ham or chicken or there are some other for fish. That's creamy and it's really good. That's also one kind of tapa you should order in Spain.
And churros.
Churros is like a very international thing, and it's gotten very popular because of Disney. Because Disney in their parks they serve the churro. Churro is a Spanish thing, and we eat it. We love to eat it at 2 times. Either at breakfast on Sundays, because my dad, for example, used to go and get a whole bag of churros to dip in coffee or chocolate, or it's amazing. Or Sunday after the Saturday party, you exit the disco and you go to the nearest bar and you churros at 6 a.m. in the morning and you start eating and there's heaven's food. They're really good, and they're normally much smaller than normally what you're shown. We have actually 2 kinds. We have normal churro, which is like maybe as thick as my finger, for example, like not this thick, and then we have another one that's called a porra, and this is way bigger. Like this is way more thick, and it's a different dough, but it's also a churro.
And how about travel recommendation? Where should people go? As you have seen Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, ZNMD that we played in the Bollywood night. Yeah, so you have seen what Indians think about like Spain.
So
by the way, what is our viewers will be so interested in your views about that movie though.
That movie represents Spain pretty well, and I think it was for me as a Spaniard, it was really entertaining to see the perspective that you guys have on us. And I would recommend definitely. I mean, everyone in Spain, when they travel, they go to Barcelona and they stay there. Barcelona is okay, but it's not Spain, okay? It's not the whole of Spain. There's so
I was
much
waiting
more
for
to
that.
see. So, obviously, Barcelona is a nice city. Visit it, but go to Granada, go to Madrid, go to Sevilla, go to the north, go to the Galicia and the Basque Country. There are many places to see, and every single city in Spain is quite good. Like there's, I mean, except my city because no one else knows it. But there are so many places to see in Spain. Yeah,
Yeah, but have you seen like Spanish people love Spain?
we're very passionate.
Yes.
There are people that they feel conflict. We have a conflict ongoing right now because of people that do not feel themselves as Spanish and people that do feel themselves as Spanish. But regardless of that, they do agree that the place they're living in is one of the best places in the world. So,
Yeah.
and that's a fact because there's a statistic going around that everyone that comes to Spain, like we are the country with the less negative, how do you say it? Like people who come to Spain are the ones that we're the country that the people that come in they stay. They stay. The most people stays. Like they don't move out to another country. So we have a high retention rate, you will say.
Yeah,
Because
I have observed that here we meet people from all over the world, and their views are like, I want to stay in Japan, or I want to go to this country or that country. It's very rare for people to be passionate about returning to their country, and definitely Luis is from them. Like, I want to go to Spain again.
I have been feeling a bit homesick these past days, but I want to go there and see my family and enjoy. And personally, if it was because of me, I will definitely stay there for working. But I know because of the work culture in Spain, as the salaries are not good and they don't pay that great, so I will probably stay outside. But I will probably feel homesick again at some point.
Yeah, which shows that you have so much family culture in Spain. Like, divorce rates are also very low as compared to like what we think about Europeans.
I am a bit of an exception because
Okay.
family culture my family, my close family, and my father family, we are very close between us, and we do take care of each other, and we try to meet as much as we can. But sadly, there's a high rate of divorces, high rate of people separating, and many people who have discussions or arguments with their families. So we have a family culture. I'm not gonna say strong, but it's there. Like we really appreciate our close ones, but not everyone.
So how about like the famous festivals in Spain? We heard about La Tomatina because of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara and bullfighting.
And bullfighting.
Yeah.
Like those two come to mind. Actually, La Tomatina is one festival that's very niche to Spain because outside of Spain, no one knows of the Tomatina. Unless
Is it
really
played
go.
like all over Spain, or is it
No,
like
it's only one town in Spain, one small town that celebrates it, and just every single, as you saw in the movie, it's like that. Every single street.
which town?
It's called Buñol.
Buñol. Yeah.
Buñ, not N with the thing on the top. OL.
Yeah.
It's on Valencia. So in that village, as you saw, basically every single street gets filled with tomatoes, and it's. I
Have you
really
played
no, I have never been, and I find it a bit disgusting because it's like sticky and stuff.
It's like our Holi. We play in India. We've played with colors.
Holi.
We played with colors, but you played with tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It must be like costing a lot to. Who pays for those tomatoes? Like state?
No, not the state, probably the government, the local government of the city pays for those. And because it's such a tourist attraction, I think that it's worth to pay for those and even go overboard because it's a big thing in Spain. Famous festival is the San Fermines, which is basically the run for your life before the bulls, and that's celebrated in the north of Spain, the city of Pamplona.
Pamplona. Yeah.
In Basque Country.
And many people die.
Yeah, I think people have died Normally the worst mistake you can do is people go and they take it as a massive party.
Yeah.
So they get wasted, they drink a lot, and then the next day they dare to run before the bulls, and
Running for their life.
accidents happen.
Yeah.
Another big festival we have, it wasn't shown on the
Movie?
movie, it's called Las Fallas, the Fallas. It's celebrated in Valencia. People wear traditional clothing, and it's basically
Valencia looks like a very popular destination.
Valencia has a lot of things,
Yeah.
It's basically I don't know what's the story behind the festival, but they burn massive figures. Like they create like massive recreations, parodies of characters, recreation of movies, recreations of events, and then on one day they burn it. They burn them like in the city. They in many different spots around the city. You can see it's a tradition to burn them. And what else?
Do they have crackers in that?
They have not crackers. They have fireworks. Like the biggest fireworks you will get in Spain are in Valencia and in the Fallas time.
We have kind of that called the Shehra in India. We have like a mythological character. We burn that. And it's like a bad character, like a villainous character. We burn that, saying that we are burning our like bad things.
I don't know if it's because to burn the bad things. It's just a tradition to burn them. You can see what videos.
Are people in Spain religious?
They're posting. I will say they're not posting. I mean, my impression in Spain is that many people wants to marry by the Christian values. We're mostly Christian. Okay?
Yeah.
Catholic Christian, and we like to get baptized. We like to do all the sacraments, the 5 sacraments that we have to follow as per Christianism. But then no one practices.
Yeah, and how about like art in Spain? Like we have Salvador Dali to like Pablo Picasso. Lots of people. So it seems like people in Spain like love art, music, painting.
People in Spain enjoy music a lot. We have a lot of music festivals, not as popular as the traditions I've told you earlier, but we have very nice museums like the Prado Museum. We have art, but I personally I'm not the person to enjoy art. For example, I'm not such an artsy person, and I don't know many people in Spain that find that. Probably you will find some, but I will say overall that we're not that artsy, I will say.
Don Quixote. It's like one of the
Don
most...
Quixote.
Don Quixote, yeah.
Don Quixote is the most famous book in Spanish literature. It was written by Miguel de Cervantes. Miguel de Cervantes is writer. It was known as how's the word for someone who doesn't have a hand?
Is there a word for that?
In Spanish, well, el manco de Lepanto is basically the person from Lepanto who doesn't have a hand, basically. So he lost a hand in the Civil War. He was incarcerated, and he started writing El Quixote. And it's a satiric book. It's a comedy book. It's very long, but I personally enjoyed reading it because it's funny. It's basically a barber who goes not a barber. A noble that goes crazy and starts believing himself he's a knight, and he goes traveling around Spain and fighting fictional people and giants. For example, the most traditional scene is there are windmills in some part of Spain. I think it's Toledo or Castilla-La Mancha, and he sees those windmills and they're giants, and he goes to fight the windmills. It was it's not a stupid book, but it's really, really clever, and it's really, really funny. So it's our most famous book.
Do you recommend us to like read that book?
There are many editions of the book. There's like the longer edition, and the whole edition, which is like I don't know how many pages, a lot of pages. But if you can read like a short average version of 300 pages, 400 pages, go for it because it's entertaining.
Yeah, is there any other other popular people in Spain that everyone should know about except Messi? We know that.
Messi is Argentina, but he's famous because of Barcelona. Popular people in Spain. We have singers, but singers they are very known in the Latin world, like Latin America and Spain, but outside of Spain, not really. Like maybe the biggest one right now is Rosalía. Rosalía is like a singer from Barcelona, from the Catalonia area.
Any movie recommendation you want to give?
From Spain?
Yeah.
So
except Money Heist.
Money Heist.
We all love Money Heist.
I know.
How's Money Heist like? Is it very popular? Is it a big deal in Spain?
It's a big deal in Spain, yeah. It was really big, and then 3rd, 4th, and 5th season weren't so big because they were just extending the series. But we do love Money Heist, and we're really proud of it.
Yeah, that place that is shown that they looted. Is it like? Have you been there in Madrid?
So.
The Royal Palace, maybe?
The Spain Bank, the Banco de España, the Spain Bank, it's a real building in Spain, but the place where it is filmed, it's not the real Bank of Spain. It's a whole different building.
Okay.
It's a ministry, and
Okay.
but I don't know which the ministry of. But it's a building. The two buildings that they loot are real, but they're not portrayed as they are in Spain.
But movie recommendation.
So movies from Spain. There are a few movies. Oh, we joke that the Spanish cinema is bad, it's worthless, and it is. But we have some few movies that are good. Like for example, I know the titles in English. Cell 211. It's a very famous movie, a prison movie from quite a few years ago. It's quite old right now. It's a very good movie. Also, if you love terror movies, we have Rec 1 and 2. They're really, really scary, and they're Spanish movies, and they're I love terror movies, and those two are like top-notch terror movies.
Okay.
It's made in Spain, so it's amazing.
Any words you want to teach us, like hello, bye? We all know about hola, though.
Okay, so this is this will open you doors in Spain, and this is the thing you need to know basically. It's basically una cerveza, por favor. It's basically one beer, please.
Okay.
Basically, the formula is una o un, you insert here, beer, water, agua. Agua is water. Café, coffee. Bueno, coffee is café. Un café, por favor. Una cerveza, por favor. Un vaso de agua. Agua is a bit more complicated. It's un vaso de agua is a glass of water, please. For example, that would be something. Un whatever, por favor.
Por favor,
Por
means
favor is
please.
please,
Please.
basically.
Yeah. And how about thank you?
Thank you is gracias.
Gracias. And how these people say gracias.
Gracias.
Yeah.
They joke with me a lot because like that, Spanish is just like that. And ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, ¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás? How are you? For
¿Cómo
example.
estás?
Yeah, it's just like a part of the language. And if you really want to sound Spanish, you have to sound like
Yeah, I was just joking.
that. No, I know.
Namaste.
Namaste is hello, no?
Yeah, namaste is like hola.
Hola.
Yeah.
Hola is hello.
Like Indian food. Do you like Indian food?
I actually like. Most of Europeans and most of the Spaniards, that's what I understand. Not stereotype. That's a thing. We are very sensitive on our stomach. Like we really like our spices, and our cuisine is really mild in terms of what we cook, and it's flavorful, but it's not like strong on spices. And people normally they do not like Indian or Nepali or Asian food because normally the amount of spices that it comes there is quite high compared to our cuisine. But I personally enjoy it, and I personally enjoy spicy food, and I enjoy it a lot. So I really like.
He like cheese naan also. You like cheese naan?
Cheese naan.
Cheese naan.
But not egg curry.
Yeah, we know
Personally,
that.
I hate boiled egg.
Yeah, and how about black salt?
Black salt. For me, he showed to me one time, and the smell I couldn't stand.
And how about like popular brands from Spain?
Popular brands from Spain. So there's here in Japan. Personally, there's one that's called El Pozo, which is basically a ham brand and meat brand. Popular brands from Spain. Chupa Chups. Chupa Chups, it's Spanish. In fact, Chupa Chups, we have like the lollipops in Spain, and then here in Japan, I found out that they sell like whole ass sodas and cans of drinks of Chupa Chups, and we don't have that in Spain. Like, why do we not have this? Colacao. Colacao is Spanish, it's cacao brand, Catalonian, but.
And Zara.
Zara, of course.
Zara. Okay, so Zara is Zara, really. Zara.
That's the
Real
Spanish way to say it,
pronunciation,
Zara.
yeah.
Yeah, and many more. There's Bershka, I think. That's also Spanish.
Seat?
Seat is Spanish. That's a
Volkswagen.
bit. That's a bit of a trap, yeah, because Seat was originally it's a car brand, and it was originated in Spain. In fact, the abbreviation of Seat is Sociedad Española Automóviles y Turismos, Spanish Society of Tourism and Automobiles. And it was bought by Volkswagen, which is a German brand at some point. So it's now German, but it's like produced in Spain, you would say.
Yeah, and about that language, you speak B and V differently. Like you say very, very much.
Very, very much.
Yes.
So V and B are different in our language. For example, you will say vamos, which is, I mean, the pronunciation is very similar,
Uh-huh.
but depending on the word, you will find a small difference. For example,
Actually, vamos is written with a V.
vamos is written with a B.
Okay.
There's for example, vaca. Vaca and vaca. We have two words. One
Is it
with
Japanese
one
vaca?
with no,
Okay.
no vaca, no vaca. Vaca in Spanish is cow
Okay.
with B.
Mm-hmm.
With no, with like this V. With the other V is the thing you put on the top of your automobile, of your car to put stuff like a net with, that's a vaca. And it sounds the same, vaca. You will not differentiate it unless it is written. But
With the context, we could just
with
recognize.
the context, you will recognize it.
And they say like paella is written with double L, but they speak it YY.
Paella.
Paella.
So the double L in Spain is a ja. It's a ja. It's a
It's
L
Y.
sound. It's not an L. It's a ja. Like writing. Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Paella.
How do you say joke? Do you say it yolk? Like
Joke.
when you say puja, you say puya.
Puya.
Yeah, there's a
There's a pro.
Yeah, you
Puja.
say J as Y.
So puya. So it will be puya, the same as paella.
Okay.
No?
And any tips you want to give if you'll go to Spain?
You have to try and learn a bit of Spanish, because in every other country in the world you can go, and with a bit of English you will survive, even if it's not an English speaking country. But in Spain we are not that good with the language. With foreign language you will go into a bar and you will have troubles. Like if you don't know a bit of Spanish or the basic words, you will surely have troubles, because it's not adapted to foreign speakers. So you have to know a bit of Spanish. If you know English, okay, but outside of the main city you will really struggle. So learn a bit of Spanish, or at least get the typical booklet with the phrases in Spanish. Get that. Also, eat overall eat and every single place. Try to get a taste of everything, and get lost into the bars and the cuisines and stuff, and every restaurant you can try, go for it, because our food is one of the strengths of our country. So go for it. Like don't get into the McDonald's, don't go to the KFC, try a bit of everything.
So it was really nice talking to you, and we really enjoyed the conversation, and we came to know a lot about Spain. So we'll end it with bye in Spanish. How to say that?
Well, you can say adios, which will be the equivalent of sayonara, which is for a long.
Isn't adios amigos? We say hello amigos.
Adios amigos is very Latin. It's more Mexican.
Okay,
You will
okay.
say adios amigos. Also another stereotype for free. We get triggered easily when they mistake us for Latins. Like are you Mexican? No, I'm Spanish, for example. Or for example, adios amigos. Adios amigos, for example. It's like a Mexican phrase, and it's like we don't use it. So
Okay, so
don't try to associate.
amigos is
It's friends, but we don't say adios amigos. That's more Latin. But you will say adios, but adios is not used. It's like very, very long term. You will say see you later, which is hasta luego.
hasta luego. So we'll say that. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
And vamos, I learned from him.
Vamos.
What
Vamos is let's go.
No, you have to tell that in Hindi. What is vamos in Hindi?
How is vamos in Hindi?
Chalo, chalo.
Chalo. Chalo. Yeah, I
Chalo,
forgot. Chalo.